Our next speaker is Melissa Ortiz, that gives quizzes. Melissa Ortiz is a native Georgian who grew up in Tennessee. Melissa became politically active at the age of 4 when she wrote then-President Nixon a letter about the March of Dimes asking him for a donation. She now lives in D.C. with her husband, Tony, and their dachshund, that's kind of dog, Lucy. I don't know how to say that word, but dachshund. I was way off. A core organizer of the 9/12 March on D.C., she managed a team of 400 volunteers and was affectionately known as the volunteer in charge of volunteers. Please welcome Melissa.
Is it tight? Yep. Hello, Bowling Green. Thank you for your patience during our little production over here. Sometimes my mother says she did not name me right. She said I should have named you Drama Queen. Because everywhere you go, you are a diva and you create a production. But that's okay, she's not here, so she will probably see this speech at some point, so I shouldn't talk too badly about her. We've heard from a bunch of men today, and they are men that I would be proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with. But I thought maybe you'd want to hear from a woman. Or do I have any other ladies out there that... Okay, I'm just beginning to wonder here. About 40 years ago this week, there was a very famous line uttered through space. Houston, we have a problem. Guess what, Bowling Green? We've got a problem today. Am I wrong? Do we have a problem? Y'all, I had hoped this day wouldn't come, that I would not have to sit on this trailer and sit here and tell you what is really in the mind of this crazy blonde. But this is what's in my mind and in my heart. I hope I'm going to stick with this, but I may not, because I've gotten so fired up listening to the guys that I've got a few things to say. The first thing I want to say is, to those people back over there, I am a liberal because I believe in liberty. I don't think you understand what it is. Next, I would die for this country. I will die for this movement. I will die for my freedom. But I don't think you understand that. The next thing I want to say is, how many of you believe that a woman should be able to kill her baby? How many of you think that? Well, you know what? You know what? You're willing to kill a child, but you're not willing to die for your own liberty. And that's pretty sad. I taught high school and middle school for 10 years, and I know that not everything coming out of the school system, public or private, is like that. Some people have common sense, and they know what they believe and why. And if I don't teach you anything else, that's what I would say to my kids. If I don't teach you anything else, I want you to know what you believe when you walk out of my classroom. But I don't care about what you believe as much as I care about why you believe it. Be able to defend it. A student that I taught just happens to have just resigned as the Middle Tennessee chairman of Planned Parenthood. See, I do know how to embrace people with differences. And not everybody I ever taught went out and said that a woman shouldn't have a right to choose, which incidentally she does on several occasions before that conception moment happens. But I digress. The calamity has come upon us that was promised us all through the election cycle of 2008. It's called Obamacare. And I have the privilege of living in our nation's capital. And on 9/12, I was privileged to stand with 2.1 million people, more than attended the inauguration, as a matter of fact, as told to me by the Capitol Police. And we asked for our country back. Well, they haven't given it to us yet, but you can guarantee on January 3rd of 2011, I'm still stuck in 2008. I was so upset about the election, my brain just kind of stopped there. Anyway, moving along. On January 3rd of 2011, we will take back our country. And I would like to tell you why. I'd like to tell you what I saw a couple of weekends ago in D.C. The final vote in the House came up for the bill on health care, and Bart Stupak had promised us and promised us and promised us that the pro-life Dems were going to stand with Republicans. He promised us on his word. On his word. Which your word used to mean something in this country. But apparently it doesn't anymore, because at the 9th hour they offered him enough of a sweet of a deal that he caved. But until then, I stood shoulder to shoulder with other patriots, running up and down the halls of the House office buildings, talking to people. It was bedlam. It was the best time I think I've ever had, except for the 9/12 march. We had people going everywhere, talking to everybody, and it seemed like I was everybody everywhere at once, saying to people, okay, when you go in to talk to your congressman, you need to say this, this, and this, but be careful in how you approach this, this, and this. And that's just common sense, y'all, because you don't say things without understanding why you're saying them. So in they went. Then a few people came back out. I had the illustrious privilege of having Barney Frank slam his door in my face. And I'm very proud of that. Very, very, very proud of that. Some of the cowards even locked their doors, so their constituents couldn't even get in to talk to them. And that's what they signed up for when they signed up to run for office and they won. They signed up to answer to us, we the people. So